today we are going to be doing a couple of things. We're going to be doing a live energy facilitation. I want to demonstrate, exemplify, show you the kind of work that I'm doing now. We're going to be talking a little bit about sessions and especially the Bullseye sessions that have a booking deadline coming up real soon. And, let this also serve as a reintroduction to who I am and the work that I am doing, especially for those of us who haven't been able to see each other for a while. Now, the pandemic effectively changed all of us. It changed this planet. It changed my relationship with health, movement, my sense of who I am, and what I'm put to do in this world. And in this past few years, it has been a deeply humbling experience, but also a deeply enlightening one. And so the approach that I take to my work and what I do and what I offer people has also changed. I mean, for those of you who followed me since the beginning, it should be no real surprise. I've never really, strictly speaking, been an astrologer. Astrologer was not something, or rather, astrology was not something that was taught to me. It literally just emerged in my brain overnight, and it set me on a different path. And the astrology for me has always been a tool. It has never been the end all be all. And over the years, I have understood why. Because when I speak to someone, even if I'm just speaking to someone, generally, there's no intention or anything behind it, they experience a shift in energy. And astrology was a way of me to help them more specifically understand what was happening, what they needed, but the real work was always in the background. And so after years of training and having gotten the okay from people I trust, who I am inspired by, I finally feel that it's time to be going more so into the real heart of the work. And again, astrology is useful, but it is not the heart of what I actually do and the heart of what I actually stand for. And, you know, you can see it in all of my writings, which are on my website, theskypriestess.com. I've got poetry there, I've got politics there, I've got social commentary there, I've got activism there, and of course the astrology. But what really ties them all together is a much more powerful and fundamental connection with energy. And I have explored so many different lands, gone to so many different holy places, met so many different people, and looked at so many different traditions that for me, my path has taken a very radically different route than what I, imagined myself that I would be on. Looking back, maybe 17, 18 years ago, if you had told me this was what I was doing, I would have never believed you. I would have just gone, really? And yet here I am. So the way the work has evolved is the astrology, it's less and less important. Most of the time, I don't actually need your chart. In fact, I don't even need to see you. The information comes almost the second you book. And that's one of the reasons why I set such strict boundaries around my work, because the moment I start looking at something, the energy already starts to shift. So for that reason, I basically have started a new type of session, which is pure energetic facilitation for people who just want to go straight to the matter. And that's where one does things like contract dissolution, energetic healing, astral healing, etheric communication, and so on and so forth. That's one aspect of the work. Then, of course, there are the regular sessions, which are astrologically based, but at the same time, it is essentially the same effect. It is still shifting the energy. What people forget is that astrology is a philosophy. It is not spirit. It is humanity's way of understanding certain influences upon us. But when you fall in love with the tool and not what the tool is supposed to be doing, astrology then tends to bind you, which is one of the reasons why I think it was 2016, not that long after I even began, that I actually wrote an article called The Limits of Astrology. And I see that the way my life has evolved has always been as per what I talk about. So there, those sessions will still be there, those options will still be there, but the real work is the energy. And those of you in the Tier 23 program know that you get a heavy dose of both. I give you work to do, like real work. So I am stepping up into my capacity as a spiritual mentor, as a spiritual teacher and guide. And, it has always been a thing for me to make sure I really felt in my bones that I was ready to do this. But without getting into the details, having being able to survive and come back with community support, with blessings, with grace from what I went through in the past few years, I finally feel like, okay, I have passed my own test. Screw anybody else's, because I tend to be my harshest critic. And so it's time to step into that more. And it's time to own that more. So what we are going to do is we are going to be doing a live facilitation, which I have done, very infrequently, but most of the time I just kind of do a little tiny, teeny bit, and everyone's like, yay. But today we are going to do it with a little bit of intensity. So if you want to participate in this, that's fine. And if you don't, also okay. Some of you may just want to know what your Mars is doing in what house and how is that going to help you find a boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, which is a totally legit question, but it ain't what I'm doing. Rather, what I will help you understand is how your energy operates in a certain way in relationships or business or finance or whatever other material domain of life you are looking at. At the end of the day, it is about the movement of energy. And the word and the concept and the philosophy become a crutch. Which is why, when I used to do a lot more writing on my blog, the way I described my path was the path of formlessness. And that's effectively what it has been. So if you want to participate in this exercise, just close your eyes, drop everything for a moment. Your thoughts, your ideas, your preconceptions, just drop all of it for a moment. Is what you receive from this will be only that which your free will allows you to accept, and that which is in your highest and deepest good, and in the highest and deepest good of all. And that is something that values you as an individual, as and what it does as a collective. So we're going to do this right now, and I just want you to close them for a while. That is okay. That just work. So let me work. Okay. So, once you feel ready, I just want you to slowly come back to your presence of body, awareness of self, and just rub your eyes very slowly before you wake up and see how you feel. So, effectively, see how you felt with that. And it is totally okay if this is not your thing, because this is a time of choosing your path. And if your path is with me, then you will resonate with that work. Now, that is just a small sample of the kind of work that I do, and it goes a lot deeper than that. But it is just a small sample. And of course, you can feedback if you want in the comments. But each person has their own experience. But effectively, this is what is really going to be more of the focus of the work moving forwards, because we do need to let go of those forms that we no longer need so that we actually go deeper into our relationship with spirit. And that is going to be the theme as this planet evolves for the next few years. And for those of you who want to experience this more directly, again, the energy facilitation sessions are on, and those are going to be a permanent part of the work that I do. But there is also the Bullseye sessions, and the deadline for those sessions is 23:59 Universal Time, October the 6th. That will still have an astrological component unless one is not requiring it, but those sessions do help you really push your path forwards in a very accelerated way. And because they take so much energy to do, I will not be offering them for at least another 12 months, because that is the time that it takes to recuperate. So if you're interested in that, you can head over to my booking link and register yourself for that before I close it. But the other options are, of course, open. Having said that, I hope this has been a reintroduction and a nice little zap to your day. Everything done and everything received is as per free will and in alignment with your highest and deepest good. So, having said that, um, I wish you, all of you, much love, very many blessings. I'll be placing the link to book in the comments. And again, if your path is with me, wonderful. And if it's not, also okay. But this is your time to be choosing. Cha cha for now. Bye bye. And happy birthday to Dog Lego Lover. It's my brother's birthday as well, so I'm extra happy about that.